Hello, welcome to Yellow Dirt Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I am an urban gardener growing in a small space in my backyard. And today we are pricking out tomato seedlings and we are potting them up into new pots. We are going straight from the strawberry containers into pots. We are skipping the sale trays because tomatoes will grow very quickly. And I am not in the business of potting up this year. I'm just not. We also have other things that we need to get done today. Some things outside. I need to do something with the compost pile. Also, I need to get the manure out of the chicken area. So we really need to do that. So, get the chicken out of the manure area, put it in the compost pile, heats the compost pile back up. It all works together. And we need to pull off the extra sweet potato slips, because of the slips that we left, those really tiny slips that we left a few weeks ago. No, that was last week, I think. That's what they're looking like. Those tiny little slips we left last week look like that now. So we need to get those out of there and into a jar. So just like before, we're just gonna take our knife. It's just an old knife I had. Make sure you kind of hold down the tag in the middle that you're using to separate it with and just pull up. You shouldn't have a lot of roots right now. That's why I do them so small, honestly. And then they come right out. Just like that. You have your tomato plant. And now I put a hole in the middle of this with my pan. And I'm just gonna drop the tomato plant down into it. If it's not big enough, of course, make it a little bit bigger. And with tomatoes, of course, if you are not new to gardening, but if you are, you can plant them really deep, like all the way down. Have all of the stem down in the dirt, in the soil. I'm going to drop some more soil around this one because I want it to go all the way up to the leaves. Oh, but not on top of them. Need to put another glove on. Trying to save my nails this time, y'all. And just like that, I'm potted up and I'm ready to go. And you can continue to let these grow. Like, you don't have to disturb all of the soil. Just disturb the soil around the tomatoes that you want to pull out. Because if you still had seeds in here, they could still germinate. And so I'm not creating a situation for all of the soil. I'm going right around the tomato that I want, pulling it out and then pushing the other soil back down. Because it is possible that I could get more tomatoes to germinate. Do I need them? Absolutely not. But I'm still gonna see if they'll germinate because there are people who could use them. I'm very, very bad at getting rid of seedlings. I really am. And I could just disturb this soil and let it go, but I just know that there's seeds in there. Because if you're not new here, you know my seed starting math is very odd. It's not like the normal seed starting. If I need 3, I'm planting 6. Because you never know what can happen, right? You never know what could happen. And so why am I planting the tomatoes so deep? Because the stem of the tomato, it'll root. And so then you can have a stronger plant. So what am I using to pot up? I'm using these little containers, got them from the Dollar Tree, probably in my 2nd year gardening. And they're still working out just fine. They are like $1.25, and I think 10 come in a pack. And then I'm using the Miracle-Gro Performance. It is organic, and that's what I'm using to pot up those seedlings. And that's about it. I'm gonna use one of these trays to hold them. And so I can bottom water until they get big enough for me to just water normally. But that's all I'm doing to pot these seedlings up. I'm not doing any fertilizer yet because they are not big enough. So, don't fertilize too early. They're not big enough to fertilize. Another thing, I know some people may be saying like they don't have their first true set of leaves. And you are right, they don't have their first true set of leaves. Some people do wait until they have their first true set of leaves. I don't. And I've never had a problem with it. I watch Charles Dowding a lot, and he pricks out. That's what he calls it. He calls it pricking out. He does it when the seeds are pretty young. And so that's what I've been doing for quite some time now, unless, of course, life gets in the way and I don't get to it. But this is how I always pot up most of my seedlings. Also, when you do it at this point, you can plant them deeply, even seedlings that you normally can't. And so that's why I do it this way. All right, so everything is potted up, pricked out. I also potted up and pricked out the dahlias and the roselle. So that's everything that we started last Friday. Well, almost everything, because the nasturtiums are over here. If you remember, we did not cover the nasturtiums or the basils and asters, but we have germination in all of them. Can't really see that one that good. Let's see. We have germination in all of them. I need to spray this one. That tray's feeling pretty light, but if you can see, there goes the opal basil. We have sweet basil coming in, Italian basil. We don't have any Genovese just yet. The lemon basil's popping up, and we don't have any holy basil just yet. So we are outside now. I brought the seedlings out from a little while ago. I don't know how old they are, but we fertilized them probably a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. So I am fertilizing them again with a very diluted, very diluted fertilizer, fish emulsion. So I'm gonna let them stay out here all day. Actually, they are in the shade, so they should be fine. I will bring them in because we are, I think, 31 tonight, so they definitely cannot stay outside. Next thing I am headed to is that chicken area over there. I need to clean it out, and then I'm going to put it into that compost area over there. Should heat the compost back up. So the compost is not hot right now, not even close to where it should be as a compost pile, but let's see. Right now we are at, what? Maybe 50, 55. So we're gonna warm it back up because, you know, the temperatures are starting to get warmer, so the compost pile will be warmer. But you also have to have your nitrogen in there to warm it up. And that is what the chicken manure is, and I'm gonna clean that out of there now. So this is breaking down pretty well in here. And they have a thing where you compost in place. Like, I don't smell anything. It's pecking me. Why? She's just back here pecking me, y'all. But anyway, they have this thing where you can compost in place. And I had never really tried it in, she's still pecking me. Never really tried it in the chicken area. But I think I'm gonna do that today because most of this, the manure part of it, is broken down. I'm using pine shavings in their coop area now, and so maybe that's what's helping, because I was using straw. But I'm not gonna take this out and put it in the compost pile. I'm gonna let it compost in place. That's what I'm gonna do. Makes it easier to make compost. I don't know what that's gonna mean for summer, because you know, it's gonna be hot. But for now, that's what I'm gonna do. And then, like I said, make for easy composting. Oh, very nice. My job just got easier. Maybe I'll go ahead and fill in the holes of the bricks today, since this isn't like a whole big thing I need to do. So I don't put a lot of this pine shaving up under the actual coop area because that's where they dust bathe at. It's always dry in most cases. And so I don't put this under there to mess with their dirt. I cannot tell y'all how excited I am that I noticed that this time, because this is much easier. There's literally no smell. So happy. Are you happy? Are you gonna peck me? Think you are. I do trust you that well. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the run area as well, because I haven't put this down in a while. Keeps their feet dry, you know, when it's wet. Also helps to break down any manure, like when they poop in the coop run. Well, in the run area of the coop. This is the coop run. That's the run of the chicken area. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that down out here too. This is all a part of spring. I know we normally, you know, are talking about planting and what we're planting, but if you have animals, there are things that need to be done for them in the spring, summer, winter, all the time, if I'm honest. They are living beings, aren't you? She's so mean. She's so mean. She's bowing to me. She's so mean though. Then you got the other one over here. That's Bertha, y'all. Did you see her? She was like, don't touch me. I find that the pine shavings break down much quicker than straw. If you've been here for a while, you know the straw situation. And we won't be ever doing the straw situation again. It took me so long to dig all that stuff out. Plus it kind of gives them something to do. They like playing in it. So essentially, surprisingly, and like pleasantly, surprisingly, I am done with the chicken area. I don't need to do anything else. This is the vines from something I had gave them. They need the vine. So let's do meet my chickens. This is Peace. She is a Brahma chicken, very mild-mannered. Like, she's very easy to get along with. She had a sister. She passed away a while ago. But this is Peace. Let me see if I can get the other two crazies. Bye, girl. This here is Bertha. So Bertha has the bigger comb of the two. These are black sex links. So she has the larger comb of the two. She's also the wildest of the two. You gotta hold her close to you. Did you say hey, girl? You say hey? So I've been raising chickens, what, 2 years now? I enjoy it. Let's see if I can get Betty. This is Bertha. I hope that's what I said. Let me see if I can get Betty. Bye, girl. You gonna go? All right. I hope y'all saw that. If you didn't, I will show you. I will tell you what happened. I got her. This is Betty. I got her by giving her some treats. And then I grabbed her. So this is Betty. She's also a black sex link. You gotta watch her. Let's go do some more garden work. So I thought the camera was on and it was not. But anywho, I aired this part out. So this is the compost that's still working. I did not flip it completely, but I did take the fork through it, air it out, and move some things around, which I'm sure you could tell from when I showed it earlier. So I put some coffee grinds in it, and I put some table scraps in it, and went ahead and mounded it back up. Also mounded this side up, but this side is pretty much done. This is what I'll be using all year in the garden for compost, made in my backyard in a urban setting, y'all. So since it is a beautiful day, I am gonna go ahead and start filling in the holes. Like I told you, my wheelbarrow is broken, so I'm gonna have to do it one bucket at a time. Wheelbarrow is broken. I'm a procrastinator. I don't like to go out after I've gotten home. I just procrastinate. So eventually I will get a wheelbarrow. Today is not that day. So I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. As I fill these in, I'm gonna plant my onions. Duh, makes perfect sense. That's what I'm gonna do. And then my onions will be planted because they are struggling in those little containers. So we are done. Every brick hole is filled in. So to everyone who has said it more than one time, fill in the holes of your bricks. They are filled in. And I'm very appreciative for that suggestion and that tip because I planted, I don't even know how many onions, shallots, and leeks, and mostly in the holes of the bricks. But I also mixed them in with the lettuce like I had said I was gonna do before because I didn't have enough holes for the bricks. But like, that extended my growing space so much. So again, thank you so much to everyone who said it. But let's look at where they are. Basically, I interplanted them with the lettuce because lettuce has shallow roots. Actually, so does shallots and onions, but I think they should be fine. But I'm gonna show you what I did. So right here, you can see you got a lettuce, a shallot. It's kind of in the middle of 3. And so I put those in there all the way down this side of the bed. There's a few on that side too, but I didn't have any more. I do have some leeks left, but I'm gonna let them grow a little bit longer. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram where I post about the things going on in the garden almost every day. Bye y'all.